We might not be getting the Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford rematch. We might not get part 2, guys. Recently they've been talking about how the fight was going to go down at 154 pounds, but now we don't know because now there are complications, according to ESPN, that like Terrence Crawford might not even want to fight at 154. Who knows? If Errol Spence has to go back to 47, maybe he's not even going to make that fight happen. They might have to go back to the drawing board in terms of the negotiation process, and who knows how long that could take. Going back to the finances of everything, how much percent would Terrence Crawford get as the champion, even though he deserves the greater chunk of it, and probably would get that. How much is Errol Spence willing to give away? And if Errol Spence wants to fight at 54 or even 160, and then Terrence Crawford wants to make the fight happen at 47, that could cause some bumps in the road, to say the least. That could really prevent the rematch from happening. And I've said it before, I don't really care for the rematch because I feel like the first fight told us everything we needed to know. I'm not saying that, there's not a chance that Errol Spence wasn't weight drained, he wasn't at his best, maybe some injuries. But I know you guys are going to be like, stop making excuses. I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to play both sides here. So to the best of my ability to not be, biased towards any guy, because Terrence Crawford looked tremendous in that. And that kind of performance, that kind of fight, the outcome, I don't think you necessarily need a rematch. But, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it if I have to pay another, what was it, like $80 for the pay-per-view. I don't mind, watching that fight again, but I think it would go differently. I'm not saying Errol Spence would win. I still think Terrence Crawford would probably get the job done. But if the rematch doesn't happen, that's honestly fine with me. I wouldn't mind, seeing Terrence Crawford go straight for that Charlo and Canelo winner on September 30th. Terrence fights that guy and then maybe hangs it up, unless he wants to fight Boots. I just think that's a lot of risk for little reward if you're Terrence Crawford at this point in his career where he's the top dog. So, I'm not mad that the rematch, if they have problems making it. But I also feel like Terrence Crawford doesn't really care about whether or not the fight takes place at 47, 54, or 60. I think he's feeling so confident that he could beat Errol Spence in any weight class, because I think that Terrence Crawford, he'd be even more comfortable at 54, maybe even faster or stronger. Obviously, Errol Spence would probably be as well, but I think that Terrence, just based off that first fight, Terrence is a lot faster than Errol Spence Jr. and looked a lot stronger. But let's give Errol Spence the benefit of the doubt and say that he wasn't the same. Maybe he had some underlying injuries. Maybe he was a little bit weight drained. But I still think that Terrence Crawford is going to get the best. Well, let's say Terrence Crawford decreases in terms of his performance, levels down, and then Errol Spence levels up. Who knows what could happen? That would be interesting. But I just think that, my mind tells me Terrence Crawford's going to be ready for anything, and I think that his confidence is going to be through the roof, and he has no reason to really be worried about Errol Spence. Don't get me wrong, he's going to train his ass off, but at the same time, he knows what it takes to beat a guy like Errol Spence, and he said that he's faced it all, and Errol Spence wasn't anything special, and he didn't have that much power. That's what Terrence Crawford said. So it's going to be a tough night in the office regardless for Errol Spence, but if he can make that fight a little bit more competitive, a little bit more interesting, then that would be a good look for him. But at the same time, a lot of people are just saying that he's in it for the money. He just wants to get that rematch so he can claim his check and then head on to the next one. But I think I'll still watch the rematch. It's just, you're not as excited, obviously, because you saw how the first fight played out and you saw how dominant Terrence Crawford was. But hey, that's boxing sometimes. Sometimes you get the rematch you didn't ask for, but hopefully that leads to a Charlo and Canelo. The winner of that would get to fight Terrence, because that's ultimately the biggest fight, in my opinion. I think it's Canelo and Terrence. I think Canelo probably edges out Charlo and probably gets the late stoppage. Not going to be easy, but I think that even at this point in Canelo's career, he still gets that job done. But I really want to see Canelo and Terrence fight, so hopefully that's the fight that goes down next. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. Part 2. Looks like there could be some, difficulties and, some stumbling blocks in the road for making the rematch go down. And for me, it's not a big deal because I don't think I really need to see it, but at the same time, I know we want to see if Errol Spence can make the adjustments to potentially turn the fight around, turn this rematch around, and get the win, and we get a third fight, a rubber match. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this whole situation. Do you guys care to see the rematch? I know we'd all watch it if it happens, but would you rather that this rematch doesn't take place and then Terrence just goes straight for the winner of Canelo and Charlo? I think I'd prefer that, but either way, as long as that Canelo and Bud fight happens eventually, I'll be a happy fan, a happy boxing, a really prideful and excited member of the boxing community. Like, I'd be really happy for that as a fan. So, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. That's going to do it for another Naz Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.